So, welcome to another show. It was a game away this week. We went and played in Romford against Harold Hill. A really, really nice setup that they've got there. So, great to go, meet them, have a good chat, and then the game. It was one of those games. It's just frustrating because it was close, and then it's one attacking corner that they counter attack off, and then they score. Um, well, they were defending it, and then they counter attacked and scored. And that was the only difference that was late in the game. Obviously, significantly better than we had last week, but it's just that little bit. It's close because the squad's getting better and it's getting deeper. We're missing like five this week, which is tough when you've got smaller squads. But fingers crossed that there's coming to a positive point. Um, and yesterday I kind of looked to see in terms of the league table because you're kind of getting a top seven and you're getting a bottom eight. Um, what is sort of the difference between those? Are the top teams beating the other top teams, or is it sort of dominated? You seem to have like four teams that are in a really, really solid position. And then the next group of two or three teams, they're on a lot of points, but all they do is beat the smaller teams. They don't actually fare that well against the big teams. So it's leading to kind of like, hey, there's a top four in this league. And then the next group of sort of three, four teams, they're just there because they beat the teams below them. They don't tend to do anything up the league. And it just shows if we can build more form just consistently against the teams in the bottom half, we can push up and be in that five, six, seven range. So there's definitely room for us to grow into. And it's a young squad, so it will progress. But as I've said previously, I'm going to leave more of the football to Jason, Warren, and Frank in their Wednesday View from the Pen show. But I just wanted to kind of share that because it was interesting looking through and trying to get a sense of, well, where is the bar that we need to be chasing? And I think that's the next step. The next step, hey, we've proved we can compete in this level. That's good. That's a good start. Next step is can we beat the bottom half of the league teams consistently? Because that moves us into a hey, we're in the top half of the league now. And then there's that conversation about how do we catch the top three, four teams? Because who knows, each year it can change if people go up. And year to year, teams will completely change. So Alsford were a team that people said, oh, they were whipping boys last year, and then they've strengthened, and then they're significantly better this year. So never look at it even week to week because injuries can happen, players can come and players can go. Um, that that form is tough to keep going when your squad's ups and downs, and even chatting to opposition managers and things that keeping a squad together week to week is tough because people work, people have other commitments at this level. Um, in terms of the club, we gained a new lifetime owner this week, so it brings us up to two. So thank you very much, that individual. And lifetime ownership is just £1,000 a year, so there's no additional perks or anything. It's just one payment compared to your annual £50 a year. So thank you very much for that individual that decided to do that. Brings up to two of those. But it's just it's a £1,000 injection straight into the club, which is a significant amount of money, and really helps us out because it just continues to build that pot of money there for the future. And I say it's there for the future because once you get up one level, there's big bills, and we want to have that budget in place that we go, hey, managers, this is going to be the playing budget for the year. It's already in the bank. It's not one that we're speculating of, hey, this much ticket sales, we're going to get this many fans. We can say, here's the budget for year one. Let's go out and compete. And if we end up doing much better and we bring in more money, we can say, actually, we're going to up this budget for year two. And it might be the opposite that we go, look, we didn't get the amount of fans we were hoping or the amount level of sponsorship we needed. We're going to have to bring this down slightly. But by being a year ahead in terms of money in the bank, it just allows us to think big picture. And we never want to be one of those clubs that they get a bad rep with players where they pay players, but two-thirds of the way, three-quarters of the way through the season, they go, oh, we're not going up, we're not going down, cut the wage budget. And you don't want to do that. If you're committing to paying players, commit to paying them. By all means, if they're not good enough and they're not worth their money, you move on from them. But you don't move on from them for the sake of oh, we're mid-table, kill the budget, because that word gets around. You want to be somewhere where players feel respected. There's a mutual sort of, hey, we're paying you, but we expect this out of you. And that's what we're trying to build at this club. Something where people want to come and play because that's going to deliver the best results on the pitch. Gaz Reception is a game we're due to play at the end of the month in a cup game. Don't know the reason why they pulled out of their game at the weekend, but it's just one. Just wanted to put it on people's radar. Obviously got the Christmas party that day, so just on people's radar that they pulled out of the game. Fingers crossed, everything will be fine. Whatever issues caused it, because we're keen to play that day, and if not, it's one that we'll look to organise a friendly or something, as long as we get enough notice. Because last time we had a team pull out, it was on a Thursday night, which is frustrating because there was rumours they would pull out about 6 weeks before, reassured us they were playing, and then at the last minute they're not. Whereas if you pull out on the Monday, Tuesday, you can spend a bit of time, you can find someone to play. Pull out on a Thursday, it's like, hey, we're not going to find someone during the season to play a friendly with 24 hours notice. So it was disappointing, but we'll do everything we can. And that's the Christmas party that night. So if you haven't got your tickets, selling out fast, make sure you chat to Claire. £10 for owners, £12.50 for non-owners. And by all means, they'll go up. If there's any last few tickets left on the day, they're going to go up to £15. So get in there early, speak to Claire, and she'll sort them out for you. If you can't, if you're not going to be at the game, just send through an email. We've also got our next set of games. So we play Kings Park on Saturday, which is away, and we've got a coach organised for that one. So if you're interested in getting on the coach, send an email to the club account, and then we'll sort that out. So it's eastthurrockcfc@gmail.com. And then we've got 2 home games. So we've got Tiptree at home, which fingers crossed, they're lower than us in the league. That's a really, really massive game for us just to starve off any outside chances of relegation. We just need to keep beating the teams around us. Then you've got Gaz Recreation, my bad there, in the Cup. That should be a great game. That'll be our first ever game in the League Cup. So looking forward to that. And then it's 3 away games for December. So on the 7th of December, we play Thorpe Athletic. On the 14th, we play East Colne. On the 21st, we're not playing. So we're not playing that day. And then on the 28th, just after Christmas, we play Bellevue. But all 3 of them are away. I I don't think a decision has been made yet on whether any of them will have coaches or what will happen for them. So I'm guessing what will happen, we'll play the Kings Park game, and then we'll get together as a committee because we meet next Monday. And then we will discuss things like, do we want to put on a coach for those 3 games, or is it one that people are going to race from family stuff on the 28th? So we won't do that one. But that's one that we'll get some news out to you probably next week, on what we're doing in terms of coaches for those final 3 games of the calendar year. So exciting times. Next week, so this is being recorded Monday. Next Monday evening, we'll be going through the survey as a committee. So thank you to everyone that's filled it out. With just around 50 people. So if you've not filled it out yet, please fill it out, because this week I'll pull together the results that we've got so far. We'll share that as a committee. We'll take a week to sort of chat to them about them at the meeting, but then as well sort of respond to the feedback that we got, and then we can send that out. So thank you to everyone that's taken the time to fill that out. If you haven't filled it out yet, keep an eye out for, if you get the fan or the owner email, they're all in there. Just search survey, you'll find the link. But no, thank you very much for your support. Onwards and upwards. I think we're a really promising part for the club that it's that close to tipping over. The squad's continuing to look better, more and more effort from the lads. Jamal, who was our backup goalie, was phenomenal. Special shout out to him. Shot stopping, several looked like they were going in, and he was flying across the goal. So it's really, really good when you're missing your starting goalie. The backup comes in and he puts in a fantastic display. So credit to him. And as always, up the rocks.